pin 4, so to power. Pin 4, oh, which is power. Now the outputs are on the opposite side, so 14. Ooh. I was looking at the wrong package. Clock pre. So they arrange these two different ways. One where it's all out one side and out the other, and another one where it's sort of split. This is the sort of military grade part, the 5474. We have a 7474, so we need this package. So 4 is pre. So basically they have it tied so reset and preset are both inactive. The next pin over, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pin 5 goes to transistor. Looks like it. And it goes to the collector, inner collector base. Let's look that up real quick. It's 2N3906. 2N3906. That's pin 5. Unless I have that on here already. Doesn't look like it. Emitter base collector. PNP. Interesting. So it's a PNP transistor. PNP transistor. And that goes to the collector, right? Yep, collector. That was pin 5. Pin 6. Pin 6. Which is another output. Goes to another weird yeah, it goes to another one of those cap things. What I think is a cap, I should say. Resistor. also shoots to that via U6. U6. What is U6? UART. It also goes off to the UART. Makes sense, because the UART probably had its own clock input. Now, back to these weird-ass caps. So the output of that cap hooks to the resistor as well. Boink, boink, and then to the base of that transistor. Now, that base of that transistor goes to a 220 ohm resistor. Which then goes to a 22. Which then goes to, I'm guessing that's ground. Well, it could be power too. Oh. It is, but it is not. Okay, I know this is 5 volts. And 7's ground, I think. Part of the problem is ripping up some of these pads and barrels. I've disconnected power and ground from one side of the card to the other. You know, that kind of really blows. Okay, that's probably definitely ground. And it is just... oh, yeah, it's ground. Is that ground on that package? Yep, ground. So that all matches up and works out. Now, question being, is there any other connections to these? Yes, there is. So this 22 ohm resistor hooks to the 220, but it also hooks to the emitter. So we got a tap for the UART, but I don't see any taps for anything else. Oh, it's on this side, sorry. It's right there. Which that goes... That's kind of trace 1, 2. Pin 6. Let's see if pin 6 is the clock input of the Z80. Oh, right there it is, pin 6. Guessing that's the clock symbol? I don't see clock anywhere else. Single phase system clock. So that is indeed the clock. So that's U21, U12. So now the question is, on the top side of this chip, is anything used? So, close this one because I think we're done with it for a while. So 14's power, 2 is clear, tied high. 3 is clock, I can't see a connection. 4, shit. Tied high, can't see connection, clock. Yep, clock. That is going somewhere, so let's trace that back. One, two. Just one. 1, 2 in. 1, 2 in. So just 1 in, 1 in. 1 in. Go into that resistor. Now, I have no idea why they looped this all, here's the pin. Flips all the way around, comes over here, hits this resistor, which just goes to the power domain. I mean, this was power or ground. I just don't know if they didn't have enough space here, or at some point in the past they were going to use this for something, but they're running the output of that one flip-flop, just sort of got all over the place. Oh, there's a connection in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5's one of the outputs. Let's do that. Goes to like pin 20. As soon as I close that data sheet, I need it again. Yeah, that's like the Q output. Pin 20. That doesn't make sense. That's an output. IO request. Or is that an input? Oh, it's output tri-state. I must have traced that through wrong. I think I might have to suck this chip off in order to trace the rest of this. Just a little too hard. One, there's a D input onto this, which is that pin right there. that I can't see any connection to, and there has to be. The output only changes on the D input. So with pre and clear both set high, and clock rising with a high on data, Q goes high and Q naught goes low. You know, Q and Q naught are just inverted copies of each other. When clock is low, it holds the last state. So yeah, data has to toggle in order for this thing to do anything. I'm going to pull out this little cluster of chips here and see what's left. You know, I have all the major parts drawn on my little diagram, so I'm not going to lose any values or anything like that. There's my PNP transistor. Drop that resistor on the floor. I need a vacuum pretty bad. I was making some parts for a power wheel over the last week, so lots of metal shavings. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, this one's giving me real value of a cap, so I'm wondering if that other one is a cap and just gone bad. Yeah, 30 plus or minus 5. You know, I'm getting 20. Don't know if my meter's off or if the caps are off, but I think that other one was a cap and it was bad. Let's see if I can do a better job this time at getting this part out without destroying it or my PCB. Wow, it's amazing when you clean up the tip of your soldering iron what happens.